Hi, I'm Dr. James, a biomedical neuroscientist, and you know many people talk about how we only use a small portion of our brain or the lower part of our brain. Well, today we're going to discuss how to activate your higher brain and how to reach the fullest potential of your life. Your brain becomes the organ of spirituality at its highest stages of development. This is an indescribably valuable destination capable of changing your life in many ways. To boost your journey, here's some background into your brain's development, as well as some practical tips in getting you going fast. We'll begin with the latest piece of information from the field of neuroscience. It's called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is simply the ability of your brain to change with changing circumstances. We used to think that our brain mainly grew and shaped itself from infanthood to adulthood. That radical process, we believed, then slowed almost to a halt at adulthood permanently. Yet neuroscientists have been increasingly shocked by how capable of the development of the adult human brain remains. If, for instance, you have a stroke and lose your ability to write, it's possible to trick the brain into compensating for that ability in ways that can make that disability seem to disappear. That same extraordinary process has been brought to bear in another area. Throughout the ages, people have discovered the incredible state of being called enlightenment, awakening, or heaven within. This tells us that your brain is capable of developmental neuroplasticity, of reconnecting and shaping itself to a level well beyond the average adult's brain development. What does reconnecting and reshaping your brain to the highest stage of development require? It requires selective activation of circuits of your higher brain, the parts that tell you that you are alive, that you exist, and that guide and direct the programming in the rest of your brain. Develop these higher parts enough, and you come to see that the moment is right now and is precious beyond measure. A life-changing realization that alters your priorities, changes your life, and brings extraordinary happiness. To activate your higher brain, you must also learn to selectively let go of, detach from, witness, and direct your lower brain. The lower brain roughly consists of mind and body programming. Programming can take over your brain functioning entirely. It's a circumstance that you may not always be aware of. Witnessing and directing your lower brain causes you to flow, as if you were easily surfing through life. The ability to radically stimulate neuroplastic brain development is great news, and for another essential reason. An undeveloped brain inevitably leads to stress, frustration with people, grief over aging, disappointment with life, anxieties, fear of the future, just to name a few. This condition has been pervasive in humanity, and it has been called the human condition. Look inside, look around you, and you'll see the human condition everywhere, informing everything. Neuroplastic higher development tells us that our lives are not fixed, that we're not stuck in our programmed selves, that we are capable of so much more than we ever realize, that dreams of a perfect life with external measures of success pale in comparisons to a life of extraordinary inner success. So isn't peak neuroplastic development just a goal for religious zealots or those with extraordinary abilities? It might have been in the past, previously cloaked in religious ideology or spiritual language. The 21st century, with its wisdom, perspectives, and practices, gives you a rare opportunity to develop your brain fully. This happens through a series of brain development skills I call in-shifting. In-shifting comes with life and wellness strategies that make this process happen even more naturally and quickly. Together, they're called the Satori West method. This approach and these skills are centered around strengthening what has been known for thousands of years as an inner eye. the control mechanism of your higher brain. Now, here's where you get to participate. You already know your inner eye. It's where you go, what you power up, to imagine a red apple appearing 2 feet in front of you. Now I want you to try that. It's where you talk to yourself or imagine hearing yourself saying these words. Think, and I want you to do this inside your head. Now try that. Notice a little strain that happens particularly in your eye muscles. Some energy is required for the connection. Your inner eye is where you go when you want to get out of your way to say, type what you're reading, or when you play an instrument, a sport, or a video game, all without interference of your programmed mind. Try noticing that. It's where you physically balance your body. Try observing that. Your inner eye is where you fully grasp you are alive and spontaneously flow through life. So, try this inner eye strengthening exercise for 30 seconds. Close your eyes and say your name repeatedly inside your head, as if you can actually hear it. When your mind takes over and causes you to wonder, come back to hearing your name as if the last moment never happened. No stress. Eventually, you'll feel sharper, more grounded, and present. Practice this every day or several times a day. Stress the time to a minute, then 5 minutes, then 15 minutes, and you'll begin reshaping your brain towards a life of fulfillment and extraordinary well-being.